I mean, my goodness, you got a game and a half out of the wild card spot. That's been there for a while now. The Mariners are starting to pick it up. And then you have the Houston Astros who have been playing sub 500 ball this month. You just beat them in a series. Now you're only I believe actually 3 games, 2.5 games, right?
2.5 games, yeah, out of
Behind
the AL
Houston
West lead.
for
Yeah,
the division.
unreal.
And all of this without Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, Adolis Garcia for the most part, Evan Carter, Nathan Eovaldi, Tyler Mull, who's about to come back. But all of these players have been hurt for the majority, if not all, of this September stretch where the Rangers have miraculously came back in the postseason run. And I want to talk about the young players who have been doing it. I mean, Cody Freeman. We've seen Alejandro Osuna step up. We've seen what are some other names?
Of
I'll just
course,
go ahead to my
Michael.
main one.
Yeah,
Michael Hellman, who you could say has single-handedly won the Rangers this series against Milwaukee. I mean, it's
I
insane.
mean, what are we seeing right now? We are witnessing an all MLB player now. I'll take it back. I'll take it back. But yeah, this is unbelievable what we're seeing from Michael Hellman, the Nebraska native, the A&M Aggie. I mean, Pat Murphy, Brewers manager, was just talking about, man, we might have to intentionally walk this guy. I mean, you saw him hit that grand slam in game one against the Brew Crew. Then you saw him hit a two-run shot, to help tie the game. And then also rob a potential two-run shot that had Jack Leiter raising his arms on the mound. I mean, what are we watching right now? I can't even just begin to describe this season as we've seen it. Like the guys that we have paid boatloads of money, would they be doing this right now? I mean, I don't know.
I
These
don't
guys are
know.
hungry. They are hungry to win right now. They want to stay in the MLB. Cody Freeman and Michael Hellman. What we're seeing from this offense right now is just what we've been just praying to watch. I heard Dave Raymond just say it a few minutes ago. This team is like unconscionable if they just get 4 runs at home. As it stands coming into this game on a Wednesday afternoon, they're 46 and 28 at home. But when they score four
Yep.
runs at home, they're like they almost are unbeatable. They only have 4 losses when they score 4 runs at home. So this offense is on a heater right now. I don't know how much you attribute that to Brett Boone, who they used to replace the former hitting coach here in Donnie Ecker. But yeah, this team is just unreal right now. Pitching is staying afloat, which I had the biggest question of for the second half of the season. Pitching is staying afloat. I wish they won that D-back series, but as it stands right now, I mean, the starting pitching still looks very solid. The late action, the bullpen still looks pretty solid. If this offense just maintains, I mean, you can see this team for sure in the postseason somehow.
Yeah, and I got a question for you right now. Do you think that it's time to permanently move, even with how little the season has left, how much you are pushing to get into the playoffs? Do you think you would put Jake Latz into the rotation full time right now? You think he
I think
deserves it?
For sure. I mean, he's been balling out. A valuable lefty starter for this pitching staff. When you see Tyler Mahle come back, it's been a long time. Who knows if he looks the way that we saw him in the first month or so, when he was looking very consistent, arguably our best starter in that first month and a half of action. He was looking amazing. So I think Lance has earned it. You could for sure see him in the rotation as it starts right now, as he looks right now, because he's just been so dominant. And has been a big middle relief guy across the past year and a half, but has taken a bigger role as you've just described as a starting pitcher. I think he deserves it. I'd be for it. No harm in having more lefties. I don't know what that means for Patrick Corbin in the future. I can see Corbin in the bullpen for sure. But as far as Latch goes, he's a valuable arm to me right now. He has gone only better as the season has progressed.
Yeah, and I mean I think he definitely deserves it over Patrick Corbin. I mean, no disrespect to Patrick Corbin. He has been a delightful part of our rotation, has definitely stepped up and we appreciate his work, but I think Jake Latz definitely deserves that spot in the rotation over him at this point. I mean, he's been bussing. been bussing recently. That shutout against Milwaukee is incredible. I
Oh,
believe it was Milwaukee, right? Not Houston. Yeah, it was Milwaukee. Um, but I mean, you're talking. This is all wishful thinking. ESPN right now, very interesting. They have Seattle at the highest point in our division to win, or to make the playoffs. ESPN
mm,
has the Mariners at 83% to make the playoffs. The Astros at 80%. The Rangers at 25.
I mean,
So
crazy.
I am I am it's pretty interesting. Do you think that it's easier for the Rangers who sit at 2.5 games behind the division and 1.5 games behind the wild card, but don't have the tiebreaker against the Mariners, potentially can still lose the tiebreaker with Houston, but might have the tiebreaker if they can beat them in the series, beat them just once in Houston and Globe Life South. Um, so what do you think is easier for the Rangers? Do you think it's easier to secure the division, or do you think it would be easier to get a wild card spot?
These Mariners, dude. You know, when we need them to lose, when we need them to lose, St. Louis, you have one job. You're leading every single time in this series, and you find a way to blow it when you get in the middle of the game. I just can't believe it, honestly. Honestly, I could say the division might be easier. And again, it's because of the tiebreaker that the Mariners have against the Rangers. They're 10-3 over Texas this season.
They
Just
always
dominant
dominate us.
display. Yeah, dominant display this season. The pitching has absolutely just stalled the offense for the Rangers. And you have that big series coming up for Texas. When you have the Mariners who have that advantage against this Rangers team, I think the division is right there for the opening. That's much easier for the Rangers than getting the third wild card. And it may sound crazy like that because the division sounds way bigger than a wild card race. But as far as Houston looking, how they look against Texas and how they've once again dropped another series to the Rangers, like we just saw a few days ago, I think this Rangers team can make some significant ground in that final series in Houston, to potentially take the lead for the AL West, depending on how Seattle plays as well.
I wish I could disagree with you at any point of this fucking podcast, but I can't, man. It's just too hard. I have to say that I think it's way easier to get the division at this point, which is hilarious. I mean, the last time the Rangers have won the division is 2016. It's been almost 10 years. So it feels like out of hand, it feels like it's out of grasp. But I mean, the Mariners right now, how they've been playing in September, which has also been sub 500 ball, has been mainly because of their road performances. Their road performance has been terrible. When they are at home, they've been playing a lot better. And right now, they're sitting at 11 games left at home and only 6 games left on the road. I think the Mariners keep the solid play up. And I don't know if that's going to mean that the Rangers are going to, theoretically, for them to make the playoffs, they have to pass both Seattle and Houston. It is not just passing Seattle because you got to pass Houston because wait, now I'm trying to think. No, no, no,
Because
no.
what if Houston, what if Houston got third?
Houston would just
I
have to
personally can't see
collapse.
that.
You would have to
Yeah,
sweep Houston,
yeah,
basically.
I couldn't see it happening. Like Astros flat out missing the playoffs. That's why I say that,
But
you
that's
know,
the
they
only
were,
scenario for the Rangers to make the playoffs is the
yeah.
Astros missing the playoffs almost. Unless
I mean,
unless they can
unless Seattle
somehow the
just,
Mariners
yeah.
collapse, like I mean they usually do. It's not out of reason to think they will, but I think it's just the road games, man. And I want to say this real quick. This could be a really rough week for the Rangers coming up.
Yeah.
They are playing 6 straight games on the road against teams fighting for the playoffs. The Mets are in the same position almost as us. The Astros are trying to keep their division lead. These are going to be really high emotional, high intensity games. And these are young guys out there. And I'm looking at road records this season, and I don't know if this is a usual year or not, but I'm looking at the road records. The best road record in the AL this year is Detroit, and they are 37 and 33 on the road. They are only 4 games above 500 on the road, and that's the best record in the AL. So it is completely unreasonable to think that the Rangers, I know they've caught fire, But to think that they are going to win both series is completely unreasonable. They're 12 games below 500 on the road. And they are about to reach. I mean, this is a make or break part of the season once again. Because if you go out of that series, if you go out of that road series 2-4, 1-5, it's not looking too good with the remaining 9 games. And then you also have Cleveland at the end of the game, at the end of the season on the road. But I want it to be so clear that we could have been done talking about the Rangers a couple weeks ago on this podcast. It
Yeah,
is a
man.
blessing that we are talking about them right now and talking about them making the playoffs instead of their offseason plans. It is a blessing. This shouldn't be happening right now. And it's all because of these people who weren't on the roster at the beginning of the season. A lot of them. Michael Hellman, uh, you know,
Cody
Jake
Freeman,
Berger's
yeah.
one of them who has been very, very good resurgence from Jake Berger at the late part of the season. But yeah, Asuna, and then Cody Freeman, all these players, they were not expected to be on this team. They have little experience. So if they lose a couple games on this road series, don't blame this series. Don't blame this season not making the playoffs on this team. Don't blame the game where Cody Freeman is batting second in the lineup. Blame the game in April that we lost to Kansas City or whatever, where Corey Seager was batting second in the lineup, where we had Marcus Semien active, where we had El Bombe active, where we had Nathan Eovaldi pitching, and we still found a way to lose. Those are the games. If we miss out on the playoffs by 1 or 2 games, those are the games that fans should look at and blame for the season. Not the people who are making the money, not the people who have stepped up from our minor league, from our waiver wire. Those are the people who cannot be blamed if we miss the playoffs. I'm just going to put that out there.
Perfectly said. And that will be getting clipped. Well said.
Thank you.
That will
Thank you.
be
Thank you.
clipped.
Hey, yeah, I
I
know.
mean,
This
yeah,
is
I mean,
just clip farming out here.
yeah, that will be getting clipped. Yeah, but just saying, like, you hit the nail right in the head. If they end up collapsing, what a run it's been for these guys, just letting the season extend. Because a month ago, it was looking bleak for this team. We've seen them win, a stretch of 4 to 5 games and then flat out get swept the next series
Yep.
with El Bombi and Seager and Semien in the lineup. But these guys have found a way to stack win upon win. And who knows? I mean, they've already won the series against the Brewers. I didn't expect that last week. I thought it was a little bit fraudulent after they lost that
Exactly.
series against the D-backs, but they're finding a way to get the job done. And, you can't blame it on AAA guys if the season ends up collapsing. What about those games, like you were saying in April, May, or June? Even the games just, a month ago, 2 months ago, in the heat of the summer, when you started off the post All-Star break hot and then flat out collapsed right after, got swept by the Royals in Kansas City. So you hit the nail right on the head. You had games all season long where you lost by literally 1 run. Plenty of them. Plenty of games where
A
your
lot.
bullpen flat out sold the game. So don't blame it on these guys if it doesn't end up working out. Completely agree.
Yeah, those 2-1 losses that you had in May where the offense didn't respond and the bullpen blew the game. Those are games that you're those are the games to blame. Not
Hmm.
the game that they'll get, that they'll eventually lose to New York or Houston. Not those games. Do not blame them. And you know what? I'm remaining hopeful, and I think that they do pull out a series victory in one of these 2 series. But just don't blame these young guys, man. These young rascals, as they're trying to coin them, which
I'm not liking that, not
is
gonna lie.
interesting. Interesting.
Bro, freaking
Old
Michael
term.
Hellman. Michael Hellman
Old,
is
old head
29
term
years old, bro.
thing.
Michael Hellman is 29.
He's
He's no
literally 29 years old.
like what are we doing? That guy has been playing baseball, I mean, longer than some of us have been alive that are watching him. He is not some young cat. He's 29. He's older than a lot of guys that we've seen that we've signed for a minute. He's older than Carter by plenty.
Yep.